Good morning. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, and this is going to be our math lesson. We're going to still work with the hide zero idea that we talked about yesterday when we decompose numbers, especially in their teens. So I'm going to go ahead and get our worksheet pulled up and we can do that together. Okay, the first thing I want you to notice is that we see a bunch of number bonds in front of us. And in all of our number bonds, the whole number, the big number, is on top. Not all the time, but in the ones that we're looking at right now. You can see the big whole number is here, and the two stems come from that big whole number that's all by himself. And it's the same in each one of these. Now, if it helps you, let me make sure my mouse is all caught up here. Whew. If it helps you, you can go ahead and write in your part wholes. So if you want to, you can write your whole or a little, you can write a tiny little W there, and a P, and a P, and you can do that on all of these. And a P, and a W, and a P, P. If you don't want to add that on each box anymore, that's okay. Hopefully that means that you're starting to understand this. But if you still want to put in your little letters to remind you where the parts are and where the whole is, that's okay. Do what you need to do to help you have it make sense. In our first example, the one right here, it says our whole number or a big number is 18. Yesterday we talked about hide zero because we know that we look and this tells us what's in the tens place and this number tells us what's in the ones place. So we can see that we have one group of 10, and when you hide that zero with your ones, you see that we have 8 left over. Do you remember this? So look at your next number. We know this is telling us we have one group of 10. You can see the whole 10 frame that's filled in, and 7 ones. So if we write that this means we have a group of 10 and we hide the zero, we can see that we have 7 ones in the number 17. You see that? Look at the next one. Look over here. It says we have how many groups of 10? One group of 10. And then how many ones if we hide that zero? So you hide the 10 or hide the zero and you see that we have 6. So 16 is one group of 10 and 6 ones. You hide that zero of the 10. Look at the next one. So now you're looking down here. Our whole number's up top. Remember, it's like that the whole time. So if we have 15, we can see that we have a whole 10 frame filled in, one group of 10s. Do you see the whole 10 frame? And when that's completely filled in, we know that's 10. We don't have to count every time. It makes it faster because we know that there are 10 squares and there are 10 dots in each. Then you look at the other side. How many do you see? 5. So the number 15 with that hide zero is just one group of 10 and 5 ones. Next, look in the middle. Ooh, they didn't give us any of the numbers. That means we're going to count first. We can look at our two parts. They didn't give us the parts or the whole in the boxes, but they did give us 10 frames. So let's look at the first 10 frame. How many dots or counters do you see? 10. I just said if it's all filled in, you have 10. So we have 10 counters here, and how many over here? 4. So we can see that we have one group of 10 and 4. All right, well, we need to write our big whole number. So remember, hide the 0, put your 1 in, and you hide the 0 and write the 4 in. So 14. If you want to go back and double check, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. You don't have to go back and double check, but that's always a good way to make sure that you've got the right answer. Next, look over here. Same thing. They gave us 10 frames, so they gave us our parts. But we need to find out all of the numbers to put into our number bun. So let's look here at the first part. What do you see? 10. You should be getting good at that now. Yep, the whole 10 frame is filled in completely, so you should see the number 10. Look at the next one over here. How many do you see? 3. So write your 3. All right, well, that's our 2 parts. So you can write our first part is 10. Our second part is 3. Now to find our whole number, you cover that 0. So bring up the 1 from 10, cover the 0, and bring up the 3. And you get the number 13. You can check your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Next one. Oh, let's see. It looks like this time they gave us our whole number, but they didn't give us the parts, so we're going to have to break it apart ourselves. We can do that. Just like we did up at the top here. I'll show you. We didn't have any number we didn't have any 10 frames to help us. We just did it. And we can do that again. So look at your whole number. What do you see? 12. 12 is how many groups of 10? One group of 10. Ooh. And then how many ones? Go look at the one side. So we have one group of 10. And how many ones? 2. Now, even though there's no 10 frame here, you can still check your work. We can put 10, let's do 10 circles. Let's see if we can check it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2. Now let's make sure that equals 12. Let's count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. You can always check your work. We have 2 more. Let's look at the next one. I see the whole number. The whole number is 11. So we have to look at how many 10s you see to start. Yeah, one group of 10. And how many ones? 1. So all you're saying is that in the number 11, you see one group of 10 and 1 ones. Now you can also check it because you can just look at the number 11. Pretend you did hide 0. If you had 10 and you took the 0 away, so you just brought up the 1, and you brought up the other one on the one side, would you still get 11? Yeah. I hope that helps or makes sense. I'm trying to explain it a few different ways for you. It all comes down to part, whole. So as long as you can figure out ways to break apart the group of 10 and some extra, you should be able to do this. We're on to our very last one. So let's look right here. You see the number 10. It looks to me like they just gave you your whole number. Uh-oh. This looks like we have a group of 10 and 0 ones. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay to have a group of 10 and 0 ones. It just means that you could still drop the 0. So if you still have 10, let me use a different color so you can see. If you have the number 10 and you drop that 0, you still would bring up a 1, and you still would bring up the 0, and it still gives you the number 10. I tried to trick you with that one. I know this can be a little tricky, so if you need to pause the video or stop the video or go back to have something make sense, you should do that. Or if you want to check more of your math by drawing pictures like we did over here, you should do that too. All of these things can help you make sure that you get the right answer when you're working on part whole. We'll do more of this work tomorrow. I hope everyone has a great night. Bye.